We've got our coffee, as you can see. So we're just having a little chit chat before we get down and we go and do a little bit of gym training.
And do some shoulders, some delts.
Delts, we love blasting them. So what's on the agenda today then, Steph?
What for delts?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, I think some press has got to be in order.
Yeah, I'm a press machine.
Actually, we quite like starting with press because it's like a big move. It's like one of the biggest shoulder press movements you can do, if not the biggest shoulder exercise you can do. So sometimes Andrew and I, went through a block of barbell push press for a while, standing barbell push press, which was really nice, and we got our numbers up. That was really, we stopped that kind of just as we started coming into combat.
Yeah, we've got some pretty good numbers. We've got pretty strong
really good numbers.
Yeah.
And
we did all right.
We've moved into seated
we're doing seated
press.
We're doing seated press.
We're doing seated press at the moment, so we'll start with that. And then we might play around with some
dumbbells,
laterals, fronts, rears, maybe some drop sets.
Some drop sets as well.
Pyramid sets.
I tell you what, Steph, why don't you tell us about what you've got in your hand right there? What is that you've got
everybody, there? Is the wonder that is deep heat.
Deep heat, it's my cologne of choice. That's when I venture into the gym. I'm often
you always know Andy's
lathering
around
on.
when this is like strong smelling.
Yeah.
So Steph doesn't injure herself doing exercises. What she likes to do is sleep in bed and wake up with a completely and utterly dead side of her body, and it's agony. So
it's nothing to do with me.
Today's injury is courtesy of a soft bed that I'm not used to. So I woke up this morning and I've got like really tight pec and a really strained neck and a bit of a fucked up shoulder. So
yeah. And you know what? I mean, we started out this video and we had an idea. We wanted to sort of say that, you know what? We're not superhuman individuals. We, just like everyone else out there, we're always carrying knocks, we've always got niggles, and we've always got to get through these things as well, and we know how tough it is. And bodybuilding's a sport about just as much about moving forward, dealing with things, as it is about everything else, and trying to continually make progress. So you've got a shoulder injury here, but you know what? You've had that probably now going for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's been niggling you. You've had to train around it.
The last couple of months, probably.
All right, the last couple of months. You just had to work around it. So what have you been doing then? Tell us about that.
Well, I manage it as best as I can. It's a bit of I've got like a little weakness that I am going to have to spend some time rehabilitating when I get the chance. But when you're in the middle of comp prep, you do, like Andy said, you've just got to manage it as best you can and work around it. So my management tools really are foam rolling. I do some stretching before, and if it's as bad as it is today, after as well, my sessions. This stuff, a lot of ibuprofen.
Yep.
Ice. Yeah, we ice. We do the icing, and it does work, by the way. So do get on that.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
And just being obviously smart in your training sessions. You know, if it's directly impacting that area, probably best not to do it. If it is niggling away, you know, you just got to be smart with the exercises you're choosing. I am going and doing shoulders tonight, so you're probably like, why the hell am I going to go and do shoulders tonight? It's okay. I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's there. I've managed it before, so I just have to be sensible with it.
You sort of have to know the difference between that pain, which is going to hurt you, and definitely don't do anything, and pain which you can work around and get through it. But this isn't the only injury that you've had recently, is it? I mean, your lower back's been giving you issues for weeks now as well at the same sort of time. And
although I have to say the lower back thing is purely self-inflicted because of lifting
heavy weights,
a ridiculous amount of weight, and not stopping to continue ridiculous.
But you know what?
Heavy lifts.
You're stronger than you've ever been. You're bigger than you've ever been. And do you know what? You're consistently walking that tightrope between making progress, under training, and getting injured. And it's a fine line between that, and knowing when to put your foot on the gas and when not to put your foot on the gas. So it's only you that's got sore bits.
Yeah.
My knee.
Let's talk about Andrew's sore bits.
Oh God, let's talk about Andrew's sore bits.
And oh my God, what makes us sound like?
Sound like codgers, yeah. Well, I've been in this game for a long time now. It's miles on the clock, as I say to my good friend Dave. And do you know what? I mean, I've discs done, and I now no longer deadlift with a belt because it's just not worth it for me. Yeah, more recently I've done my knees, so I'm having
a
to...
knee problem, so was backed off as heavy. Courtesy, can I just say, of me, because if it hadn't been really me saying, just remember you're in a calorie deficit and you are dropping weight really fast.
Do you ever get that thing though, that when you do some squats,
Andrew, you're good, but
your body will break?
You've got a sore knee. And knees, hands up guys, but knees are the one thing you need to be a little bit careful
But as I was going to say, I mean, you ever get that thing whereby like you squat, right, and your knee's a bit sore, and then you just put a plate on the bar and you're like, knee's a bit less sore now. So you just go heavier and heavier and heavier, and eventually your knee's not sore. Do you ever find that? I know I'm not the only one that thinks like that, and it's not warming up.
Like,
it's not warming up. It's actually just the weight on the bar. Maybe it changes the mechanic of the movement slightly, and then it takes pressure off.
And then an hour or so later.
But yeah, the point is, we're not superhuman, yeah. So we're always managing things, and we're trying to be as sensible as we can. I mean, we sound a bit gung-ho, but actually, no, we are. We're sensible when we manage our training, and we don't hurt ourselves.
Yeah, and
purposefully.
When we're talking about managing things, I don't know why I did that, but managing things. You're managing not just obviously your physical, you're managing your mental.
Yeah,
side
absolutely. Great points.
Life itself. And like Andrew was saying, before we started this video, we were chatting away about you're gonna have great days and you're not gonna have great days, and we're not all happy all the time, we're not all positive all the time, and life isn't all easy all the time. And whilst we both consider ourselves as kind of optimistic people,
I think we're always trying to be positive about things.
We're always trying to be positive about things. Andy and I like to kind of see the good in stuff most of the time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, look for the silver lining.
Look for the silver lining, but like just look for the good in things, even when they're difficult. That doesn't mean that we don't also have the more challenging days, particularly mentally. And of course, you add a layer of prep on top of that. You add, the fact that you're very routined, you're restricting your food groups, you're,
missing out on
social stuff potentially. But also that, sometimes you don't know when you're going to have a bad day. And sometimes when you have a bad day, what most people do, what, normal life does is, you might go home, you might have something different to eat, you might have a glass of wine, you might, you might go out with a friend and do whatever. But when you're competing, those things are restricted also. Because when you have a bad day, you have to manage that in different ways and it can be tough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, for example, my sanctuary is the gym. And when I'm having a rough day, I can go to the gym and that can just re-energize me, refocus me, often exhaust me, and then that makes me knackered so that I don't actually have to think about all the bad day that I might be potentially having, or the stress that's sort of going on within my life. So we've all got different strategies and things like that that help us cope, but I guess it's about being aware, I guess, sometimes when you're not actually having such a great time. In terms of other things, this week, this is the first week where I've been going into the gym, I think, and you know what, I've went in and I felt like my stomach's empty, and I've been a bit lethargic and stuff like that, and I'm like,
I had that last week.
It's started now. The train is going to be like this probably from here on out, and you might get those times where you're thinking I could have a cheat in mind or something like this, but myself, I just sort of have to stay as disciplined as I can. I've written all my goals down, and I look at my goals, and within that it says, okay, to achieve X, Y, Z, then you need to make sure that in the short term that you're not cheating on your diet, because that means you're not going to get in condition, and then that means you're not going to get the placing you're going to do. So for me, I visualise my goal. I've got short-term goals that are going to help me reach that medium and that long-term goal, and that helps me stick to what I'm doing. And
so when like you say you've got visualisation, you visualise and you write things down, can you give an example, because I know what they are, but if these guys.
So for this up and coming competition, then my goal is to try and win. It's always to try and win the competition, despite the fact that I'm going up against some excellent competitors. No one goes into a competition at this level without thinking, okay, there's a chance you might win. So that is the ultimate goal. You go out there and you think, okay, try and win the competition. And then you write down who the people you're going to be potentially up against, and you write down what their strengths are, and then you look at yourself and you say, okay, well, for me to beat these sort of individuals, I know that they're all going to be absolutely diced. I know that they're all going to be extremely muscular. I know they're going to be all extremely competent and brilliant presenting themselves. Great competitors. So I know that for me to beat those things, that I have to be absolutely on the money to do those sort of things. And I've written in my diary that, okay, to do that, then you're going to have to be in shape yourself. You're going to have to make sure that you've got excellent posing fitness yourself, and you're going to have to make sure that you've got excellent amount of muscularity. And then to achieve those things, that means that I have to stick to my diet. There's no way that I can not stick to my diet, because if I don't, then I'm not going to be able to achieve that optimum condition. I'm not going to be able to retain the amount of muscularity that I need to be able to retain to beat these potential guys, or to be at least competitive against these sort of guys. And then I've got a whole load of motivational quotes that I've written down for myself, saying, okay, you're strong, don't be feeling sorry for yourself, you can do this, believe in yourself, you can achieve it, and these sort of things. And do you know what, in a hard training session, sometimes I just glance at that and I'm like, okay, yeah. And I've got things in that little bit of training diary that just says, stay focused, stay on it, be intense, yeah. And these little things help me certainly when I'm struggling a little bit in a training session, yeah. However, I draw a lot of inspiration from the people around me. So I see you train, and I watch you, and you inspire me, because I see you getting PBs or hitting targets, or I see your own level conditioning and your own muscularity, and I think, wow, I need to keep up with that. So I can't for a second take my foot off the gas, and sometimes that's great. Or do you know what, you can get inspiration from all different people around the gym. You see local people coming in.
It's really important just to train somewhere with a tenacity. If you see something to work towards, like, I don't want to be negative about commercial gyms and things like that, but if you're wanting to be like ferocious in your training and really nail everything that Andrew's just said, like, obviously he's talking from a pro athlete competitor level here, and when we get here, every little bit counts, and it does. And when I say like that Andrew is completely and utterly 100% rigid to everything he's just said, he is. Like, there's no deviation. For Andrew to
it's
be
a mindset.
100% ticking his boxes, and also being like, I've done everything I possibly can to be in the shape that I want to be in, and it's admirable, because if you want to be the best and you want to be the top level, you've got to stick to your principles that in your head and in your psychology and in your whole method of approaching competition prep says, I have done everything to be the best I can be.
And you know what, it maybe makes it a little bit easier, it maybe helps you focus, but as you were saying, sometimes you just get those days. But you know what we're doing today is we've come to a gym that's got a spa. Yes.
And that's like,
wow, compared to where we normally train,
that's a big
and
deal.
I love Results Gym, it's fantastic. But you know what, after the training session that we had today, we're going to go and
have a sauna.
Sit in the sauna.
We're going to talk, we're going to chill, we're going to chat.
Yeah, we're going to go in the steam room and just relax, go in the jacuzzi.
Because that's a big part of this too.
Yeah.
And you know, when we're saying like, do things that you know, can keep you happy, healthy through the process. You might not be able to go home and have a glass of wine, but you could like go find a sauna somewhere, or go like, you know, like a lot of these commercial gyms have little saunas that you can use, and sauna's really good for, you know, allowing the body to relax, reduce inflammation, all these sorts of things.
Just mentally, I think it's great.
It's
good.
And it's fun.
Do you know what I like? I like just sometimes going for like a little cup of coffee or something like that, and just having a sit down.
We love it. We love going for coffee. So coffee's the best thing ever.
So I think we've got 3 strategies there that we've, or 3 or 4 strategies actually. Okay, so we've said, okay, keep moving forward. Don't get down on yourself if you're struggling with injuries or mishaps. If you have a cheat on your diet, put it behind you. If something goes amiss, then put it behind you. Be honest with yourself and say, okay, I'm moving forward. Write things down. Have a plan. That's going to help you, and refer to your plan and help yourself stay focused. Sometimes I like to look at little training videos beforehand before I go and train, just to get me motivated. Take time to chill out if you possibly can as well. Like, so go to that sauna or that steam room every so often. Go and train in a different place. Sometimes that can motivate you.
Chat to people that support you.
Yeah.
have somebody around you that gets your stuff, and it will help talk things through. I mean, my God, how many times have we like even if I've been dealing with something a bit tough or whatever, have we sat and spoken about it? It's really helped. Speak to people.
Speak to people. Definitely. Speak to people. Chill out. Take time to yourself. Do you know what I find is quite useful? Maybe it's a distraction technique or not. Sometimes getting another hobby is quite a good idea as well.
Yeah,
just something to do aside.
Else, like
gardening, playing guitar, whatever it is. Yeah.
Those are two
things that I've got into when I've been doing contest types.
Gardening.
They're not that random.
Gardening.
Oh yeah, I can show you how to do a seed bed, easy. It's that time to sign out.
One last note. Something that I notice, and I do this a lot, and it might be something people can gel with. I am extraordinarily hard on myself.
Oh yeah, this is a good point.
So, and I mean really hard on myself. You know, like even when I've done really well at something, I will be nitpicking or not accepting.
Yeah.
Actually, what I've done is all right. Or you know, like it's a trait of mine that helps push me to places that a lot of people can't go. But it's also a trait that makes me doubt myself, and can also be quite detrimental to reminding yourself that every little step of this is a little win. You've got to remember to reward yourself. This is a tough process, and don't be too critical of yourself when you're actually doing all right, is what I'm trying to say.
So let me give you an example of that. We train regularly, and I think for the last 4 or 5 months, every time you've been in the gym, you've hit maybe 2, sometimes 3 PBs a week. You've come away from the session, I've said, look at that PB you've done, look at that PB you've done, look at that PB. You're training better than you've ever trained before. And you might be downing yourself, but actually when you reflect on it, you're like, do you know what? You're actually doing better than you've ever done. You start your diet, you're being critical of yourself, and I'm saying, well, do you know what? You've actually lost 5 kilos. And that's fantastic in anybody's books. That's fantastic. And do you know what? We can sometimes focus too much in bodybuilding on the negatives. So when we're giving feedback, we can say, okay, well, you're not in shape, or you need to work harder and stuff like that. But let's sometimes try and be a bit more constructive and say, okay, well, we all know you need to get in better shape, but let's focus on you're doing well.
Yeah, you're doing well as well.
Just keep going.
You know, you're always going to have to improve. Always. There's always going to be weaknesses to bring up. There's always going to be things to be better. But let's not forget to actually just reflect. Just reflect
and focus on your positives.
And be like, do you know what, you're doing okay as well. And something I was speaking to a couple of clients about today is we hope, and this is great, that what we talk to you guys about through these videos helps you believe that this is an achievable goal, that it's attainable. You know, Andrew and I, we've been training and doing this for years. We're both really proud of the success we've had so far. And everyone has to start somewhere. So, you know, if you can take something from these videos that helps you believe that you can achieve your goal that you set out to do, whether that is a first timer or whether that is somebody who's really experienced, then we've done our jobs. We're sharing the journey with you. So don't be too hard on yourself. We've all got to start somewhere. We're all on a journey to the stage for our own personal reasons. And when life is throwing curveballs at you, which is the whole sort of theme of this video, or when things are tough, find other things like Andrew's been discussing as well that'll help keep you motivated, keep you on track, and balanced. Bodybuilding, we've said this before, is something you do. It's not your whole life. It's not who you are. It is something you do, and remember that for that not to take over everything else is what I'm saying. So,
okay. I think
lots of things
there. I think on that note, we'll call it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Pro Prep signing out. Peace.